Hey, what's going on everybody? Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to go over some tips and tricks that you need to know, things that you should be doing before the next major expansion, which is dropping in just a little over 2 weeks. We then have the free content update coming out on December 4th. And then after that, we should also have the Christmas event with all the codes to redeem, the presents to open in the Dream Castle, and a little Christmas event like they have been doing for the past 2 years. So in today's video, we're going to go over all the things you probably should be working on to be prepared to take on the next challenges. If you guys do enjoy my content, please be sure hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And that is tip number 1. Definitely subscribe to my channel. And I know, plug in the channel, but it's going to benefit you, especially this time around. With each expansion, there's going to be tons of content, and I make guides on everything, especially when the expansions come out. So you may need a guide on this one, how to get some of the new characters, or how to farm a specific new item that we end up getting. We also will get new companions. I will make a video on the new companions right here, how to use new items that we may get. For instance, we ended up getting the ancient cooker and, just the ancient machines. They could introduce something new over here for how to win a scramble coin every time. I made a guide, pretty much a beginner guide on how to do that. You don't want to miss out on little exploits or glitches when we get a new currency rather than mist. Like this one right here. I don't know if anyone remembers this little exploit where we were getting automatic mist for free. We were able to get that video out here very quickly, so all the subscribers were able to take advantage of that before they patched it. Gameloft patched that very quickly, and as you see, there's just tons and tons of guides and videos. I got you covered. Now, let's move on to tip number 2. Alright, so now that you're all subscribed to the channel, let's break this up into 2 parts. First, we're going to talk about what you need to do for the upcoming DLC, and then we're going to move on to the free content update. So up first, one thing you need to decide is, do you want to take Merida or Flynn or even Hades and have them over here in your main valley? Do you want to have them over in the Rift in Time area? Or do you want to have them in the completely new DLC? So if you do want them in your valley, maybe you want to get Flynn and integrate Flynn over with a Rapunzel build you may have. Maybe make some space for his home. It looks like he is actually, in fact, getting a separate house from Rapunzel, which is really nice. I mean, it's a little rough on space, but we also have a general idea of what his house is going to look like, and then you can place it down. So you could go ahead and start decorating and just getting an area. And then we have Hades coming to the game. Looks like his house is going to be a completely different vibe. Maybe over in the Forgotten Lands. Maybe you just want to keep him over in the main next DLC. But if that is something you want to do, you could definitely do that. And another tip, I definitely recommend you unlock Rapunzel. If you do have a Rift in Time, go ahead, finish all of her quest lines. That way, in case you have any that get integrated with Flynn, you can already go ahead and start on that. Now, something that's interesting to me is the DLC. We really don't know if it's going to be kind of like a continuation, not in the sense that it's the same story or a continuation from a Rift in Time, but I wonder if they're going to integrate them and merge them in a way between the 2 DLCs that maybe you have to get Flynn, maybe you have to unlock Rapunzel and do her quest. I really doubt it, but you never know. So either way, just make sure Rapunzel is unlocked, you fully do her quest line. That way you have no issues going forward. And I think it's going to be really cute to see those 2 reunited at last. Now, this next one isn't exactly a prerequisite for the upcoming expansion or something I think you're really going to have to worry about too much. But one thing that you could do is go ahead and work on getting your mist up. I do not think you're going to have to use any mist to unlock any biomes in the new DLC. I do believe it's going to be a completely new currency, but you're definitely probably going to want to use your ancient machine. So you're going to want to have mist for your vacuum, your ancient gardener, because we're going to have so many new crop types. And using your ancient gardener is definitely going to be a lot better than having to go and do it by hand. So I would get some mist. I wouldn't say you have to go crazy with it, probably get up to 40, 50,000, but this will give you a couple weeks to start grinding on that. And it's the same way, do these little mist duties over here, sell 1 mineral, you get 100, Serve a meal in a restaurant, 250. Tolerate Gaston for 5 minutes, you get 200. So yeah, definitely get up a little bit missed, because I think you're going to be using these machines a lot. And speaking of machines, you can use the ancient cooker now if you would like, or you could go over here and just use your stovetop. And I highly recommend you guys go ahead and grind up a bunch of like level 5 food. I like to use the Aurora's cakes. They're pretty easy ingredients. Especially if you have some gold, you can just buy like the eggs and milk and stuff, but they give you a good amount. You can also just make berries, salads and stuff if you would like. The next biomes look like they're going to be absolutely massive. So with that, you're going to be doing a lot of grinding. You want to keep your stamina up. You're going to want to be moving as fast as possible to get from point A to point B. Unless you just like taking the scenic route and walking very slowly, you definitely want to get some stacks of food just to have. Go ahead and throw them in the chest, just so you are ready to go and you can keep it. And plus, you like to keep that yellow bar up anyways, just because it ends up giving you, you know, some extra luck whenever you're mining some of the new resources and stuff. Maybe you'll trigger a mini game explosion and get extra gems and stuff like that. So it's definitely really good to keep the yellow bar going, the sugar rush going. And while we're talking about grinding, that means it is time to start crafting as many potions and elixirs as you possibly can, mainly for pickaxe. And then also gardening, it's kind of hit or miss. Like, it's very useful, but it's something you could probably do without. The pickaxe polish definitely helps out. Fishing bait would be kind of nice sometimes, but you don't need too much with that. And then the shovel varnish, I don't know how much you're going to need for that, but you definitely want to come over here and grind some stuff. So you're going to need to get some onyx, some vitalis crystals, and even more dreamlight, just to make some of these pickaxe polishes. And this is just, you know, if you've been playing the game for a while, you know what this is going to do. It's going to help you get a lot of those new gems. Again, a lot of the new like crafting items, it should be the same as like Eternity Isle, in the sense that we're going to have to go and get completely new items, new gems, new forageables, and all that stuff. It's pretty much like starting the game all the way over and grinding up. But at least this time around, we can utilize things like the elixirs to make it a little bit easier for us, especially if you're somebody that just doesn't have a lot of extra time. So now that you have all of these new resources, what are you going to do with them? So I have my storage room that's kind of destroyed. I need to redo the storage room, but this is from like the base game. And then I have a room over here for all of my Eternity Isle stuff. I highly recommend you make another storage room for the next DLC, just to separate all of, you know, the gems. Maybe we're going to get new time bending pieces. You just really never know. New flowers, new crops, new everything. Set them up in a specific way that's going to be easy for you to display. I mean, Rift in Time had so many time bending pieces. I really don't know if they're going to add more and make time bending like an actual reason for it. I would hope so. I would like us to get extra stuff and actually be able to utilize stuff that we got from each DLC going forward. And then of course, if you have the whole Daisy's wardrobe, this item right here stores massive amounts. If you have it unlocked through Scrooge's shop, this is not the one you got from Daisy's friendship quest that Donald gave you. This is the one that drops in Scrooge's store. It has tons of space, and you can just buy, you know, you can just make more by purchasing them from Scrooge for coins instead of actually crafting storage chests, which take Dreamlight. So definitely go ahead and make a storage room. I will be doing this as well. And I'll probably honestly change this room out here completely into a new storage room for me. Now, another major thing that you're going to need is to level up all these characters. Now, I know we're talking about DLC right now, but we are getting quite a few new characters. You know, we're getting Hades right off the bat. We're getting Merida. We're getting Flynn. We're also going to get Sally. So you're going to need some stuff. One thing that's pretty decent at leveling them up, gems are okay. If you can manage to get your hands on some of these shiny gifts, you know, you can usually get them through some Discord, some trading channels, some players. These are the best item in the game to level people up, but I know that's not completely realistic for everybody. Purified night shards are also really, really good, but they're very expensive. You know, you're gonna have to use night shards and dream shards and stuff to be able to do that. You could give out some flowers. Another couple things are the things here on the screen. So you could use like, make sure that you're giving away these items here. You could also do daily conversations whenever they actually get here. You could feed them in the restaurants that give them a ton of XP, their favorite gift of the day. But while you're preparing for that, you can actually start grinding some of these resources. Vitali's crystals used to also be one of the best things in the game. It definitely seems like they nerfed them. They don't give as much XP as you would want. So I don't know if it's really worth it at all to actually go and grind Vitali's crystals. I don't think it's really worth it anymore. I would actually put my focus into getting some other stuff. Another thing that's really great is like level 5 dishes. So 5-star dishes. Cook a bunch of those up. They give a lot of friendship experience as well. Now we're also going to need to do a lot of farming. You're going to need a lot of gold for the next expansion because you're going to have to unlock the Scrooge's shop, probably Remy's. You're probably going to have stalls to upgrade. You know, we ended up getting stalls in each biome over here. And I would imagine there's a bunch of other stuff within the next expansion that you're going to have to use to unlock. They could also give us a new thing, kind of like how we got Beast's greenhouse. That thing alone was like 400,000 to fully max it out. So I would suggest to get at least 2 to 3 million gold if you can. Right here, these right here is your best way. Just pretty much go ahead and make a bunch of, make some pumpkin puffs, or you could just harvest these pumpkins and then go ahead and sell them like that if you would like. But you're going to need to get your gold up, get your monies up, because you're going to be burning through a lot. Especially if a lot of the new items in Scrooge's shop, they're very expensive. Whenever you buy items from the premium shop, if you want to buy duplicates and more, they're usually very expensive too. Some of them are usually 25,000 or higher. So gold is definitely a must in this game. Now that's about it for the expansion. You don't have to go overboard and do tons and tons of prep. Obviously, once the DLC drops, you're going to have every outlet, every avenue, every opportunity to go ahead and grind these resources right then and there. And that may actually make the experience a lot better for you anyways. But if you're a player that doesn't have as much time, or you just want to get, a little ahead of the game, those are some tips that you can do. Now, for the free-to-play update, the one with Sally, you definitely want to do the same as Rapunzel. Go ahead, unlock Jack, max Jack out, do all of his questline. It actually doesn't take very long. Unfortunately, his questline was very short because he is going to be involved in unlocking Sally, and I believe we're going to have to use him to be able to actually get her. I don't think Sally is going to be any sort of realm or anything like that. I think we're just going to take Jack, and then I don't know if we're going to find a part of her cloth, torn from her outfit or something like that, and then that's going to unlock some memories with Jack, and then he leads us to her. But I think we're going to have him maxed out before we can actually get Sally in the game. So definitely do that if you haven't already. And just like the Mist, you're going to want to unlock a Dreamlight because we're getting these new floating islands, and they look to be about 15,000 each to unlock. There is 4 of them, so you want at least 60,000 Dreamlight. But I would recommend getting more than that. Go over here to your Dreamlight duties. These are the easiest way to get tons of Dreamlight. Mine 4 spots in the Sunlit Plateau, feed a fox, catch 3 salmon, change your outfit. All very easy stuff, but I say get 60,000, but personally, I would try to grind upwards towards 80 or 90 just so you have a little left over after you actually end up getting those. I don't think you're going to need Dreamlight for the DLC at all. Like I said, a lot of it runs on a new currency. We had Mist for Rift in Time. I think we're going to get a new thing over there on that island. But you never know if they keep adding more free-to-play stuff to the game. It's nice to have some extra Dreamlight. So definitely grind Dreamlight duties. And also grind your Moonstones. Do not skip out on Dream Snaps. Even if you don't have that much time in the week, I would recommend just doing your Dream Snap. Take a quick picture if you have to. Use an old setup that kind of fits the theme. Meet the tags. Make it look nice. Do what you can to get at least, 300, 600, 900 Moonstones. Because with the next DLC, the next free content, all of the Christmas/winter stuff is going to be coming to the premium shop. It's going to be very expensive. We're going to have a new star path. And who knows what else. Maybe they're going to add a new signature bundle to the game. They could also on the not the star path, the recommended section, they may end up dropping the hot cocoa stand if you didn't have it, or maybe they're going to drop it in the full a premium shop. Some of the older items that a lot of players don't have. During the first Christmas star path, we ended up getting lots of cool items and stuff. So I think Moonstones are going to be very crucial. Make sure you're picking up your daily Moonstone chest so you can get as many as you can. If you're grabbing your daily Moonstone chest every day all the way up until like the next update, you're going to have quite a few thousand to be able to purchase some of these stuff with. And while we talk about the star path, yes, we are probably going to need at least 15 more memory orbs. So if you start seeing some drop on the ground, I would preserve at least 15 memory orbs, maybe 20. That way when the star path does end up dropping, you don't have to like panic and try and rush and create a bunch of these orbs to be able to complete that duty, just like we had during this star path. It's just going to be a lot easier if you can get into the hassle of not really picking them up as soon as you get them. And also you can use them for decorating too if you unlock them in the right spot. One great way is to just use like a cooking machine and just keep cooking there. Use a stove or something like that, cooking in the same spot. That way when they do end up spawning, they're like right there at your feet. Now I just have two more tips for you guys. One of them is once we get these like floating islands, you need to decide which characters you want to banish away forever. Is it going to be Maui? Is it Vanellope's house? Or is it Mother Goth? I'm just kidding. We can't. I don't think we're ever going to be able to move that treehouse. But you need to decide, do you want to use those for decorating dream snaps, for banishing characters if you want? You know, you can finally have a spot to go through a house so you don't actually have to have it in your valley anymore if you don't like it. Personally, I don't see anybody that I'm going to banish, but it's something you could think about. And also, the gold edition of this game is actually leaving on November 20th. So that should, I think it's going to be your last time ever getting those exclusive items like the cottage, this outfit. So you got to decide, is it worth purchasing this gold edition? It doesn't come with the new DLC or anything like that. But those items I do believe are exclusive. So make sure you look into that. It is on sale for their like biggest sale that they've ever had for those specific editions. But that's really it for the video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch it. I really do appreciate it. I hope this helped you out a little bit prepping for the upcoming content. And if you guys ever struggling or anything, just know I am always here. We'll of course we'll have like daily content, weekly streams for sure. We'll be diving into the new update together here on YouTube. We'll be streaming the new expansion and also the free content. And we also have all the Christmas codes and free items that'll be coming up. I'll make sure to alert you guys. So ring that bell to be notified. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.